The new Wise Warriors event brings temporary troops and an epic piece of equipment for the Barbarian King, so let's tell you everything you need to know. It starts for Town Hall 6 and above players on the 9th of February, running to the 27th. When you first log in, you will get a tutorial for this event. My master is punishing me for doodling on his scroll. I've been tasked with finding more wisdom scrolls. Will you help me, Chief? You will collect these scrolls in battles, in which you can unlock the temporary troops and grumpy medals. You can spend grumpy medals in the trader shop on the new equipment, which I will show you. Let's go, Chief. With all those scrolls, I'll be one clever monkey. That is the Monkey King, which I showcased all of the new hero skins on my second channel. Scrolls are placed above random buildings, so you can use lightning spells, the giant arrow. Just spam your troops in order to take those down in battle mode, because you do not have to win the battle to collect the scrolls. You will require 16,000 of these to get to the end of the track, and then there is a bonus track. This time around, it appears that you can get 200 extra medals. It will require 7,000 scrolls to get all of those, meaning for a free-to-play player in total, you can get 3,300 medals, which includes the 3,100 you get from the track itself. Now, in previous events, they have gave extra medals over on the Supercell store, and if you are purchasing the event pass, you probably want to head over there anyways in order to get extra rewards with your purchases. Whether you're buying it in-game or on the Supercell store, you can press the C and enter a creator's code to support our channels beforehand. My code is Judo, and it helps me to bring the best Clash of Clans videos possible, so I really appreciate the support. With the event pass, you get 1,000 bonus medals to give you a head start, but it's really about the extra medals and ore. The ore itself, you get 5,000 shiny ore and 400 glowy ore from the free side of the pass, and 600 glowy ore, 80 starry ore, which is needed for that epic equipment. On top of that, you get 5,500 medals, which is really important when we move into the trader shop. Before we take a look in there, though, from the free side of the pass, you do get the event building as a decoration, the handsome scroll, but you also get some magic snacks. 4 Clan Castle cakes. You can collect these individually, so since the event runs on until February the 27th, don't feel like you have to instantly collect these. Make sure you use them for your ranked battles or when you have clan wars as well. And you do have the 4 Mighty Morsel magic snacks, which does allow you to test out equipment at maximum level, especially the new stick horse, which I'm going to explain. Likewise with these, be sure to boost them when you are going to test that equipment. Heading into the trader shop though, so you can see what to spend your medals on, we do have the new equipment, the stick horse. I would always recommend getting the new equipment so you don't have to spend gems on it later. But if you are a returning player and you don't have all of the previous epic equipment, well then we have the rocket spear, action figure, meteor staff, and the fireball also available. If you are getting the event pass, you can get 2 of these equipment, maybe 3. Sometimes they give enough free medals in the Supercell store. However, if you are looking at the previous equipment, I would say the action figure is the most versatile for the Archer Queen. That was ranked #1 in my best equipment for every hero video, where I had pro players and top legend pushers contributing to try and give us a consensus on the best equipment. If you like those high damage fireball openers, though, clearly that is a good option. The rocket spear is equally fantastic for the royal champion, and the meteor staff is a bit more situational, but if you're using electro dragons, it can be really good for that attack strategy. So some great equipment. If I had to pick one, I would go with the action figure though. As ever, there are exclusive decos you can get with medals within the trader shop. The standard deco is the lucky shoe, and the super deco is the flame horse. With both of these, you can tap to rotate them, at least in the developer build, and the flame horse, you can choose its appearance. When it comes to the rest of the items in the trader shop, I always get the clan house decorations as well, even though I don't really use them just because I'm a bit of a collector. But really, you should go with the ore. Depending on how active you are and your previous upgrades, it always just depends as to which one you go with. Any of the loot-based items you can always farm, and unless you are Town Hall 9, 10, where the amount of ore is not required as much, then you could go with builder potions and research potions, but the ore is clearly what I normally recommend. Let's quickly run you through the 3 temporary troops, because we have had them before, and then I will get to the new epic stick horse equipment. equipment. Let's start with the Ram Rider. You unlock that first on the event track, but you will also each week get extra troops into your army. We're being told it will start with the Ram Rider, move to the Azure Dragon, and then the Firecracker. But once you have claimed the troops from the event track, you can also cook them up as part of your army composition. The Ram Rider is a defense targeting troop that will charge to the closest defense, breaking walls en route. When it gets to that defense, it will slow it down with a frost effect as it attacks. Following that initial defense, it will continue targeting defenses, but from a distance, and it can jump over walls, so it acts very much like a ranged Hog Rider. Since temporary troops are based on your Town Hall level, the Ram Rider now goes up to level 13. At maximum level, it has 3,800 hit points with 455 damage per second. Previous times when we've had this troop, it's been used in mass Ram Rider attacks once you've set the defensive funnel, because it is a blend of the Root Rider and Valkyrie, kind of has stats in between both of them, so you don't have to worry about mixing both troops. You can just send all Ram Riders, and generally it works pretty well. Remember though, these can only be used in battle mode, not in clan wars or in ranked mode, so if you care about 3-starring in battle mode, the Ram Riders will be a good option. Equally though, once you've unlocked the Azure Dragon, if you just like to place your troops in a line and watch them crush the base, this will be fantastic. It is 40 housing space, but now that temporary troops are only in battle mode, I feel like the stats have been tuned up a lot for these troops. 8,800 hit points, but 752 damage per second. When you compare that to the other dragons, they have more hit points and way more damage. Yes, for the housing space, you could take 2 regular dragons, but they are way more vulnerable to seeking air mines or splash damage, so the Azure Dragons will survive way longer. On top of that, the Azure Dragons don't just hit one target. Once they attack, it will go through to the next building, even if there is a tile in between. This is the troop I would recommend the most to easily get your loot. Finally, we have the Firecracker, which does target any building and will splash to buildings that have no more than a 2-tile gap behind them, but they are very vulnerable, so you will have to send giants at lower level out in front, or maybe Root Riders at higher level. But to be honest, since you can only use them in battle mode, it's way easier to just cook up the Ram Rider or the Azure Dragons, and they will bring you easier success. Finally, we move to the new epic equipment, in that of the Stick Horse for the Barbarian King. This opens up new possibilities for the Barbarian King. It is a passive ability, gallop over walls and get increased movement and attack speed after being deployed. Now, the duration of that and by how much obviously depends on the level. Starting at level 1, the ability, as soon as you deploy the king, will be active for 12 seconds. The attack speed increase is only 2%, and you will get increases to the passive ability every 3 levels that you upgrade this equipment. In between, you are getting increases to the hero boosts, which are applied to the Barbarian King throughout the attack. However, once you do get to the maximum level 27, you have 30 seconds of this ability. Again, it's passive when you deploy the king. There's a 24 speed increase and a 33% attack increase. The real interesting factor on this, though, is for that 30 seconds, he can jump over walls, and with the speed increase, he will get to his target incredibly fast. Now, the Barbarian King attacks any building, so my first thought on this was, let's pair him with the Angry Jelly. He will beeline to the defenses, and equally, I thought the Giant Gauntlet will be a great option to just splash through compartments. But typically there are gaps in between buildings, so you can't take advantage of the Giant Gauntlet, but the Spiky Ball appears to be a better option because you can damage those defenses, and the Spiky Ball and Stick Horse both have the highest DPS increase for the Barbarian King of 222, so you're maximizing the damage of the king. Now, this is obviously just one use case. It gets you quick high damage value, then your Barbarian King goes down, and typically you want to use your king to tank for your other troops. You can still achieve that with the Stick Horse. You could have the Archer Queen on the outside, meanwhile the king is jumping through the compartments on the perimeter, hitting the defenses that the Archer Queen cannot reach. So a little bit like how we use the Royal Champion in smash attacks, but one word of warning on the Stick Horse: because it speeds up your Barbarian King, I've found sometimes he will beeline across to an enemy hero or the Guardian, and he's way quicker than what I would expect. So he just goes off track. If anyone used to use the haste file with the Royal Champion dive, you know what I'm talking about. You have to be reactive whenever that happens. So a piece of equipment that opens up possibilities for the Barbarian King. I'll be interested to see what the other creators like Itsu comes up with for this equipment. It's certainly an interesting one, but you've got to get the deployment and that faster speed of the Barbarian King correct if you still want to use him to tank your other units. Let me know what you think of the equipment though, and I will place my recently released best bases video on your screen. This includes farming, ranked, and war bases for every town hall level, which I'm sure will help you enjoy the rest of your day.